Okay, g'day again everyone. Alright, I'm trying something a little bit different here. This is red motor carby, and I've cleaned it 2 or 3 times. I had it soaking in CLR, but I didn't actually have enough of it, to fully submerge it, and ended up with a tide mark. And basically last time I had it on, it had run, but it wouldn't accelerate because there was very little petrol coming out of the actual accelerator pump. So I had it soaking in vinegar. It's been soaking in 2 days, for 2 days. And there was a little, like what you can see on top, I'm pretty certain that's corrosion coming off it. Anyway, in 2 days it was a tiny bit, not much. Hadn't really done anything. And anyway, so I thought I'd try sticking it on the fire. And it's been on there for a while, it hasn't boiled yet. But look at all the white that's coming out of that's where the actual pump is. And you see all the rest of the other parts of the carby I was able to clean with a brush, but there's several chambers there that I wasn't able to clean. You just can't get anything in there to clean it with. And the first lot of that white started coming out of the actual pump, and that was where the main problem was. I'm pretty certain of it anyway. As I said, it did seem to run reasonable the last time I had it on. Like, it just had a major flat spot when you tried to accelerate. If you accelerated real slowly, it would pick up and rev, but I'm getting pretty confident now this is working, that it's actually going to clear it this time. So anyway, I suppose if you want to know the result, well, you'll have to wait. Even after I boil it, I'm going to boil it tonight, I'll just leave it soaking. I've had enough of working on the Volkswagen. It's been in the shed here for 3 days. I've got other things to do, so it'll probably be another week or so before I get back to it and actually try it again. And I'm just going to leave it in the vinegar the whole time. I'm going to actually wait till payday, I think, next week. And then I can buy a tin of carby cleaner as well. I'll flush it out with water and then with carby cleaner. But that's looking very hopeful. Even around the actual fuel bowl. So I sort of had that clean and then it went corroded again. After I'd had it cleaned, so I'm pretty certain that's corrosion coming off it. So we might be good. Other things, I'm back on this fairing. I've had a job that you really just don't want to do. You want to see it finished, but you don't want to put the effort in because it's just a pain, and it's like the longer you leave it, the longer it goes on, the less you want to do it. You can always come up with an excuse not to do it, to do something else. Like I started this 3 years ago. That's how long this has been. I've been putting this job off. And, particularly with this side, this right-hand side fairing, I had a lot of trouble with. As I said, I made a mould off the original one, made a job, and then I chopped it and made sort of, leg wells in the side. This is the underside, and to go down to where my pegs go. And that was the whole reason I had to chop it, is because the original fairing was broken anyway. It would have had to be repaired, but it it was just too square. You couldn't get your legs around this square part at the top, like this whole big wide square went all the way down about here somewhere, you know. And yeah, you just couldn't get your leg around it. It was pointless having highway pegs on it because, you know, you would have had to have them so wide, and then it was still uncomfortable because you had this ridge digging into your legs. So yeah, that was the whole point of making it. But yeah, as I said, I had all that done, had it fitted on, and then I didn't like it because, you know, those cutaways weren't parallel with the heads. It just looked funny to me. I know that's how they were originally, but I just didn't like it and decided to change it. And then after I changed both of them. The other one was no worries, you know. Changed it, fitted it back on, finished it off. But this side, after I changed it, I said I only changed this bit up here. But for some reason, I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but after I did that, I couldn't fit it back on. It just, like I could bolt it on, but I couldn't pull this whole front end was sticking out, you know, a whole inch, and I couldn't pull it in without hitting the motor and the exhaust, and I ended up having to cut. Oh, I don't think it was all the way from, it was probably from about here somewhere, all the way down, or from there all the way up, or something anyway, but it was about 3/4 of it I had to cut away. You know, reposition, reglass it, reputty it, and as I said, it's just a full-on drama, you know. And then, of course, I'd done all that, you know, to pull it into place. Then this piece didn't want to fit properly. Like originally, I had it fitting, you know, because I made a copy of the original one, and it just fitted straight on. Then after I'd changed all that and got it so to curve around everything, this didn't fit anymore, and I said, no, I don't know how many times I've stopped starting, and I actually put it in the shed for over a year. Just got pissed off with it and lost interest anyway because of all the stupid shit that went on over lockdowns and but so I couldn't use it for the purpose I built it for anyway. And anyway, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And I said I've started on it, and I put it off again, worked on the bug and put it off and did other things, and I got the bug out of here tonight, this afternoon. I said, right, you gotta do it, get into it. And as I said, I had a lot of little bits and pieces to rub back, and edges to sand off, you know, where I've fitted that into the other piece, and I've still got to put another bracket actually, because the plastic's sort of pulling in. It doesn't want to sit out and meet with that. And the plastic had a mount, so it used to screw into the other fairing, but yeah, I've got enough bolt holes on it already, so I'm just going to put a tab behind it or something that the other one can rest against. And I've still got to fill in here because I had to build it up to meet the glove box. But yeah, you see all the little circles around it. Yeah, Sharpie lines that were low spots, bits and high spots that needed rubbing. And there's still a couple. Still got a few layers in here. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can see the darker bits where it hasn't rubbed. There's a little bit there. Another little bit somewhere else. Oh yeah. Up in here I rubbed through and hit the rivet. I should have ground the rivets off before I began, but anyway. So I had to grind the tops off the rivets there. So a little bit more to go in there. But yeah, we're almost there. This is the hole for the oil view. I'm thinking too that I didn't need to make it that big. So, and I got to do another fitting yet. When I put it on, I'm going to cut a few circles out of things, or get some large washers or something, and see just how small I can go and still view the whole oil level inspection point. So, yeah, if you're doing a job, like I've used the Sharpie on there, but you know, I'm going to be covering this with several layers of 2-pack primer, and yeah, it won't bleed through that. But yeah, if I was going to paint it in acrylic or enamel or something, yeah, there's no way in the world to use a Sharpie, because all of that would just bleed back through the paint. And I've had it happen, so I know that from experience. But yeah, it won't bleed through the 2-pack. But yeah, if you're doing that sort of a job, yeah, use a pencil. If you're gonna paint it with enamel or acrylic. Yeah. The other thing, I don't know if I mentioned this, but yeah, I put a little light. See, it's just above the oil viewer, because I've had other bikes with these oil viewers, and you're trying to shine a light through a hole. So that's the oil inspection thing, yeah. To see the oil level, and you've got your head in the way, or you've got the light in your way. It's really hard to shine a light in and look in at the same time. It doesn't. Yeah, so I've put a light in behind it. I have managed to test it. The battery's completely failed, but yeah, I had it on the charger, and I did manage to get enough charge in it just so this got a faint glow to tell me it's working. As I said, it wasn't even enough charge to make it light up properly. But anyway, but yeah, as I said, so I still haven't actually tried the light with the fairing on it to see how effective it is, but yeah, the light itself does actually work. What I've done is I've wired it up to the light on this. This is the clock. The clock's got a little bulb in behind it, and I wired it up to the power that runs the bulb. So, and it runs through a switch. There's a switch in the glove box. Wherever the glove box is. If I can grab it, I'll show you. Yeah, so it's got a little switch in there. That's to turn that light on. Anyway, that's another ramble. Yeah, had this seat, and I've covered a few bike seats, but I just couldn't make this one work. Just couldn't get it to stretch, and I don't know. Like, I had enough vinyl to begin with, but I rounded up my scraps of vinyl and took it into the motor trimmers, auto upholsterers, and like, it wasn't sort of big enough. It wasn't long enough to get to the corners anyway, but yeah, he said it'd be a whole lot easier to stretch over if you stitch it. So yeah, I got him to stitch it, make it out of 3 pieces, and I'm waiting for a sunny day now, and we get a nice hot day. And watch the weather. When I get a nice hot day to come, and I'll stick it out in the sun for a couple of hours and pull that down and glue it on. Yeah. I asked him about gluing it, and he said, well, what you do is you rough it up on the inside first with, like, not real coarse, but probably about a 180 or something. He said you rough the plastic up, and yeah, clean it, acetone methyl or something, and put a layer of glue on it first. Let that completely dry, and then glue your vinyl on over that. He said and it will stick. So yeah. Anyway, I wonder if this is boiling yet while I've been yammering on. Yeah, this is the 4th video I've made today too, I think. Yeah, we're certainly getting a lot of fuzz of it. We've got mountains of it now. Texture even. So, yeah, as I said, it started coming out of that pump shaft first, so I think that's actually corrosion coming off it. Let's scoop that off in a minute. Find something to scoop it with. Let's scoop it off now. Let's pull it back. Yeah, it's a weird texture. Doesn't even, just stays there where you put it. Only would have expected it to boil by now. But, don't know how long to leave it for either. And, yeah, I'll scoop all that off properly before we take it off, because you don't want it going back into the carby when you pick it. Try and take it out of there. So, might even, I got a whole big, I've still got like a whole litre and a half of vinegar left. That's that plastic bottle on top of the cupboard there. So I might actually overflow it. Wash the corrosion off it. Oh, when it's finished, I'll take it off there sooner or later. But anyway, so it's something I haven't tried before. Like experimenting. I said, the carby won't work. I've got one that does work. I only paid $20 for it, so I can take a risk on it. It's no great loss if I happen to destroy it in the process, but of course I do want it to work. I want to put it on the car because it should have that little bit more power than what I got. Anyway, I'll stop raving on. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again. Bye.